genuinely really cool. Nothing beats a whole team of rainbow-suited spandex warriors on their way to save the day. A lot of shows really stand out, like Tokusou Sentai Decorator, a fan favorite with a hard-boiled theme and kinda feels like a cop drama. Tokimei Sentai Go Busters, which is known for unparalleled action, darker themes, and Beat J Stag. Known as one of the, if not the, best silvers in Super Sentai, of course. It's definitely one of my favorites, next to Takemichi, of course, who we'll get into later. And then, of course, there's the recently entered Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. And no, I'm not crying, you're crying. However, this video is not about which Sentais I like and which ones put me to sleep. This video is about a select few. A certain group of Sentais chosen for a specific purpose. Gimmicks. That's right, this is the Sentai Gimmick Eating video. I'm going to take 15 select Super Sentai gimmicks, turn them into food items based on what they are, and slap them in a personal taste tier list. But before that, small disclaimer. I have not seen all of these Sentais and am purely making this video based on how edible the plastic they're pushing to me to buy is. While I have not seen Zoo Ranger, I am pretty confident in how much I want to eat those little Kyoryu coins. First up, we are headed back into the past with Kyoryu Sentai Zoo Ranger, featuring a cast of incredibly familiar shoots and equally familiar gimmicks. Coins. The Dino coins are golden coins imbued with the powers of long-forgotten creatures, but I'm here to imagine them as those little chocolate-wrapped coins, that you get in like your stocking. Assuming that they're the best tier of chocolate, this is probably at least a B tier. Sweet, classic, and iconic. Just like the Mighty Morphin the Zoo Rangers themselves. Next in the lineup is the 100 Beast Crew themselves, the Gao Rangers. These guys are all about heart and animal power, and so is their gimmick, the Gao Jewels. Gao Jewels are big, tasty looking balls of colorful goodness, each featuring their respective animals for summoning. These big orbs of animal power can easily be themed and flavored as Jawbreakers, ready to last the next 20 years and being summoned into A tier. Special thanks to Twitter user Crumble for pointing out that also make good boba pearls. Hurricaneja Sanjo! Up next is Nimpu Sentai Hurricaneja. They actually feature two gimmicks depending on your viewpoint. The collectible weapons summoned by the mecha as auxiliary weapons and the things that summon them. Shinobi medals! Shinobi medals will be our focus. These kanji-inscribed discs could easily be seen as pretzels, small circular pretzel pieces dipped or undipped, use your imagination, with flavored kanji chips pressed on. With this in mind, Shinobi medals are spinning into B tier. While my little Fortnite guy here takes a seat, I'll tell you about a team full of guts. But no, not that guts, the dinosaur one. That's right, Abe Ranger explodes onto the scene with their gimmick item, the Dino Plates. Dino Plates change to reflect which explosively awesome lizard their respective ranger needs to talk to, and with their flat surface and colorful array, they'd make amazing candy bark. Hard candy, but like flat, which, after exploding, lands comfortably in a high C tier. While they didn't win the race to be the first listed Sentai, Engine Sentai Go Andro still Maha Zenkai, rolling into the next spot with Engine Souls. Engine Souls are used to ignite the bonds between partner and machine, fueling the engine cast and forming the various mecha makers and vehicles. Engine Souls are small and rectangular, so I kind of see them as various flavored wafer cookies paired with a glass of milk. These flavorful, layered treats are easily in A tier. United under heaven, the 5 true swords of the Samurai Sentai Shinkenger strike through the armies of the Gerochu with the powers of the elements. Arming those Shinkens are the Hidden Disc, which would probably make great donuts. Round, plentiful, with tons of unique patterns and colors, the Hidden Discs of the Shinkengers would make any breakfast better and definitely make A tier just a little more sweet. Fresh from the angel world, the Ghost Sagers appear in a flash to help humans in need and protect the earth. Their method of doing this? Cards, ready to invoke the powers of the earth to save those who need it. But this is about eating Sentai gimmicks, so none of that is important. The 10-sounder cards are thin and made of paper, which probably wouldn't taste very good, even if they are laminated. So as much as I love these card-wielding, wing-bearing warriors, their trusted cards are going to have to end up in D tier. The Gokaigers need absolutely no introduction. Showy, swagged out, ready to steal whatever is rightfully, and not so rightfully, theirs. These prolific pirates come with an interesting gimmicks. Ranger keys. Depictions of previous Sentai teams, almost like they pirated their powers. Given how these are essentially busts of previous teams, I think they'd be good little chocolate figures ready for munching. Maybe even different types for each color, like cherry filled for reds or full dark for blues, mint for greens, etc. With this in mind, I'll happily award them an A tier. They would have stolen it anyway. Vamula! It's time to take a dance break with Kyoryuger. These brave warriors fight with the charged up batteries known as Udenshi, bursting with powers born from the bonds with their Mecha Dino friends, and also Zamba. Pretty fun. I imagine Udenshi is a bit different from the others in the fact that Udenshi is a package, but inside is spicy and sweet pop rocks, crackling with the music of the earth. You probably won't be too surprised to hear that these delicious, sizzling candies are going right to the tippy top of A tier. Oh hey, thanks for the introduction. Yes, please wait behind the white line as the next Sentai rolls into the snack station. Resha Sentai Tokyuja! Resha Sentai Tokyuja brings a literal rainbow cast of characters as well as awesome trains riding on imagination. Hold on, this is literally just Thomas the Tank Engine. That was weird. Anyway, Tokyuger would be the funny little gummy packets like Welch's or Black Forest, but it's just lots of trains. And I love fruit snacks genuinely a lot, so that puts them easily in our first S tier. Following Tokyuger, we do need to bend the rules just a little bit. The Nin Shuriken featured in Nin Ninja aren't the tastiest looking, I'll admit. However, there is an out. Power Rangers Ninja Steel, which adapted the footage, featured an episode where in order to trick the monster of the week, they made replicas out of chocolate, and they looked really, really good, especially when they started melting. So, thanks to Ninja Steel, never thought I'd ever be thanking them, I can easily Shuriken Henkei their score from a potential D tier to a definite C tier. From the stars comes our next entry, Qtama, featured in the star-saving show Qtama are braced balls bursting with the powers of the stars in the form of their representative constellations. These colorful balls easily come to me as gumballs full of flavor for a whole minute and lasting enjoyment, almost. Gumballs are great and they'd be cool with different constellations decorating them with different flavors. Therefore, I have no problem putting these Ginga globes in A tier. This is an odd one, and the gimmick is too. Kaito Sentai Lupin Ranger vs. K-Salt Sentai Kato Ranger is a show featuring two Sentais with essentially the same gimmick. The Lupin Rangers, shrouded in mystery with objectives unclear, defeat the gang large who recover the equally mysterious pieces of the Lupin collection. On the other side of the same coin, the Patch Rangers, armed with recovering pieces themselves, fight for the sake of the people, and while their main objective is to keep civilians safe, their secondary mission of capturing the vigilante Lupin Rangers is also of high priority. This fascinating tale is woven around specifically modified parts of the Lupin collection, these either being aircrafts or terrain vehicles, all with different powers, colors, and motifs. While difficult, kind of like the Nin Shuriken, the dial fighters and trigger machines could be seen as decorative and elaborate cakes. Almost not meant for eating, kinda like art pieces. Though, with Lupin Blues cooking, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be absolutely delicious. Therefore, this extra collectible gimmick is going to find itself in A tier. Now it's time for a personal favorite with a big spot in my heart. Kishiri Kaboom! Sentai Ryu Soldier. That was weird. Anyway, as I was saying, the Ryu Soldiers are knights that fight with the powers of fictional dinosaurs, including the one and only lovable Tiramigo. This lovable series features a Lego-esque mecha design and fascinating gimmicks called Ryu Soldiers. Little dinosaur faces that become kinda like little knight lights. Honestly, these gimmicks look pretty flat out tasty, specifically ones like Cosmo Sword, Bidi Bidi Sword, Meta Meta Sword, Nobi Sword, Kanai Sword, that one's really good, Gai Sword. Anyway, these gimmicks look pretty flat out tasty. But, imagining them as some sort of candy, I would have to say they're novelty gummy nights. Like, a little too big, like, think Easter chocolate bunny size, filled with like different flavored gel, depending on which one it is, like Hiya Soul or Dashin Soul, and every bite you eat, you hear a little Kaboom! Either way, I'm very happy to put them in A tier, very close to S tier, but definitely A tier. As the list winds down, we enter anniversary territory once again. Oh yeah, Go Kaiser was an anniversary show. With Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. Worlds collide and a colorful, for now, young man must assemble a team of heroes and arm them with the secretive powers created by his missing parents. to repel the oncoming attacks of the Toji Tendo. The Zenkaijers wield Sentai gears, which they can use to allow them to tap into the powers of previous Sentais. These small golden gears are pretty simple and are imagined as bite-sized soft sugar cookies embossed with various Sentai logos. Maybe they even come with a random Sentai gear, kind of like those Decker wafers that gave me my Ultraman King card. With or without hypothetical free plastic, a bag of little yummy Sentai gears goes in A tier. Before we get into our final Sentai, I'd like to go over some honorable mentions. These are going to be some items that weren't sold as gimmicks, but I still found would make like very delicious candies or food items. So first up, Maho Sentai Magiranger. More specifically, the toppers on the head of the Magisticks. Now, I personally, when I saw them, thought they'd make great, and I mean great, lollipops. But I could be wrong. Hell, I'm not even the biggest Magiranger fan I know. Next up is Dobut Sentai Juoger and their Juo cubes, which I tend to see as kind of like Kinder eggs. A cube of chocolate with a little animal toy and maybe a fact card. Nice and on brand. Finally is my personal favorite Sentai, the shining example of teamwork and aesthetic. That's right, I'm talking about the one, the only, Taiyo Sentai Sun Vo- Psych! Let's be real, we all know I'm joking. Anyone who knows me knows my favorite Sentai is hands down Mashin Sentai Kira Major Baby. I would very easily describe the show as peak fiction. However, these are just honorable mentions, so I won't go into depth about how cool Smog Jokey is, or how the Senna episode made me cry. More into how the Kirame stones are genuinely delicious looking and can easily become super sparkly rock candy. Oddly enough, rock candy is my favorite type of candy, and Kiramager is my favorite Sentai. Maybe I just really like crystals. Or maybe not just crystals, but Crystalia, as in Takamichi Crystalia, aka the best silver in Super Sentai history! Goated, absolutely. With honorable mentions finally finished, let's take a look at our final entry into the main gimmicks. Naturally, following Zenkaiger would be its spiritual successor? Vague sequel and recent heartbreak inducer, Avataro Sentai Dawn Brothers. This show is off the wall, and it would not be doing it justice for me to even try to begin to explain the show. Anyways, as a successor to Zenkaiger, Dawn Brothers also features gears and even a select couple of cameos from its predecessor, namely a certain colorful attendant, less colorful now. In fact, Avataro gears are incredibly similar to Sentai, a lot of them even featuring the exact same pin codes for the DX gimmicks. However, unlike Sentai gears, I really don't see them as cookies, more actually as those strawberry candies your grandmother and third grade teacher always seem to have, cut into the shape of spiky little circles, and all one flavor. And just like their distant family, they're going right in the bottom of A tier. And that's it! The tier list comes to an end. Thank you everyone who... Well, it turns out I may have been wrong. There actually is another Sentai to take a look at. That being Osama Sentai Kingolja. The Kings of Kings appear. Osama Sentai Kingolja graces us following Dawn Brothers with a somehow still fresh episodic masterpiece so far. While my personal favorite is
Papillon Ocean,
otherwise known as Kami Sukarita. I would love to hear who your favorites have been as the show's been going on. However, all of our favorites should be put aside, as that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about their gimmick items. As the final write-in candidate, Shoe God Souls contain the unbridled force of ancient mechanical bugs, and also Kingolja itself. These are small amber-esque jewels with mechanical insect or arthropod inside. With this all being said, I'm sure we can guess where this is going. Put a stick on it! Making those slightly unnerving lollipops with the bugs in them? I'll admit, it might be recency bias, or it might be the fact that those candies always fucking schlepped, but these bad boys are going in S tier, right next to the hypothetical Tokuger train gummies. With that, the tier list comes to a final close. Thank you so much for watching the video if you got this far. I really appreciate you sticking it out. If you like this video, there's a very similar video where I did an editability of rider gimmicks if you'd like to watch that. That can be found in the description of this video. But if not, thank you for watching this one, and I hope you have a really good day. Now that everything has been ranked, let's go ahead and take a look at the final results. In S tier, we have Shoe God Souls and Tokyo Resha. In A tier, we have Gao Jewels, Engine Souls, Hidden Discs, Ranger Keys, Q-Tama, Dial Fighters, and Trigger Machines, Ryu Souls, Sentai, and Avatar Gears. In B tier, there are Dino Medals and Shinobi Discs. Then for C tier, we have the Dino Plates and Nin Shuriken. Then finally, as much as it pains me to put it here, our only D tier is the Gosei cards from Tensou Sentai Goseiger. Man, I sure am glad there's no more big tokusatsu genre defiers to cover. This took a long time to make. Anyway. Lord of the Shoe Gods!